Ahoy mates! Welcome on board the newest celebrity ship in their Edge class series, the Celebrity Beyond. We are here for a special 2-night trade event. So I want to give a big thanks to Celebrity for having us out, inviting us on this. It has been an awesome experience, and if you're interested in more Celebrity Beyond content, be sure to check out our entire playlist on our YouTube channel. We'll have our full room tour, some daily videos, and this full and complete ship tour that you're about to watch right now. And if you're interested in coming on board Celebrity Beyond, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll give you some details about how we can make that happen. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our full and complete tour. We're gonna take it deck by deck, starting with deck 2, no deck 1. So we're gonna start with deck 2 and work our way back up, seeing every public space that this ship has to offer. So let's go ahead and get it started. Our tour of the Celebrity Beyond begins right now. All right, deck 2 forward is where we will begin, and we come down here and look at our map of the deck. You can see in the forward part, we just have the medical facility here. The aft or midship part is destination gateway, where you get on and off the ship. That area is currently closed off, but not really too much to see there anyways. So if we turn here from the forward elevators and head aft, we'll walk right into the medical center. You see the green and white cross there. Head right inside should you need that area. And again, that is it for this deck, other than the area you get off the ship. So we're done here. We're gonna go ahead and head up to deck number 3. Up on deck 3, and one thing I wanted to point out that I really like is that they break down where you need to be to access certain things. Like you see camp at sea here is forward. All these other things they think it's best to access via the aft elevators. I might call them midship throughout the tour. Just know that's the same thing. Midship or aft elevators are the same. So 2 sets, forward, and then I guess aft is the proper term on this ship. But it lets you know, right? It lets you know which ones you need to take, because sometimes you can't transverse certain areas. So deck 3 forward, we'll look at our map here, and you see it's just a lot of staterooms on the sides. We do have camp at sea here in the forward part, but it's saying that everything else on this deck is best served from accessing via the aft elevators and stairs. The one exception is the aforementioned camp at sea, the kids area on board. Let's see if we can take a quick look inside. So here it is, the camp at sea area. You can see they have all kinds of different activity spaces set up, toys and large games. Got a big screen TV over here. Looks like they'll stream some movies on. Of course, a bathroom and hand washing station. Another little activity nook back there. And then across on the other side, we have another large TV. Comfortable loungers. Oh, looks like they got some video games, Xbox. Very nice. Foosball. A few more TVs back here. Ping pong table. Very nice. Not a huge spot, but a pretty nice one. All the same. And since the rest of the items on this deck are best served via accessing the aft elevator, I am going to do that. So I'm going to head up to deck 4, walk across, and then come back down. And as I make my way back and down, I want to take this moment to apologize in advance if I happen to misspeak or get something wrong, or I'm unsure of something. We're only on here for 2 nights. And last night was packed with events, so I have not had time to explore the ship the way I normally would before a ship tour. So I am going to do my best. Alright, deck 3 aft now. So we'll take a look at our map. We saw camp at sea in the forward part, had those staterooms down on either side. Now we have a bit of a circle we're going to have to do here. So I'm going to head around the back and then come back around here. We'll end at Grand Plaza because that's going to be a pretty big space. Once again, deck 3 aft, all the way aft. Now here on the starboard side, we will find one of the 4, I guess you could call them main dining room restaurants. They're included with your cruise fare. And this is Tuscan, which will feature some Italian options in addition to the standard menu that they have at all of the restaurants. So you can get an idea of what this space looks like. And directly across from Tuscan, on the port side, we will find Normandy, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing. This is another one of the 4 main restaurants. It's nice because we're here for this event. They have these little informational boards up telling you about it. So this is going to have more of a Parisian flair to it. Little French cuisine going on in here. See, they got the windows on this side as well. Bit of a lighter color palette, a little bit more airy in here. Alright, so back at our map, we saw Tuscan, we saw Normandy, These are just staterooms here, so we weren't even able to go back that way. You can only access via the starboard side. And now we're going to start heading forward, see all these different things. So just off the aft elevators and stairs, we will find Celebrity Eye Lounge. There's a Apple value-added reseller, so you can actually buy Apple products here, access the internet, do different things like that. Oh, there's a picture of Simone Biles, the godmother of Celebrity Beyond. We saw her at the naming ceremony yesterday. Super cool. And then across from that, you do have guest relations. So should you have any service issues, any questions, any modifications that need to be made, this is where that will happen. And then we turn and we will head into Grand Plaza. So because of its sheer size, this is a little bit of a difficult venue to film. It has multiple levels, as you will see. So there's kind of like a main stage, almost like a dance floor area where they're doing a presentation right now. And then you see the stairs go up to this next level. You have comfortable seating, tables, chairs, lounges, couches, all the way around. And on this level that I'm standing at, right next to the bar, you have seats at the bar, of course. You have booth seating, table seating, tucked up in the corners there and all the way around. And then it just goes up to the next level and the next level, the next deck. So they'll have music in here. This bar is very popular. They do a lot of tricks and things while serving up the drinks. This place is always very crowded, very popular, a very hot spot to gather, socialize, mix, and mingle. So this is kind of like your main hub, your main area of the ship. So we'll be seeing this a little bit more later. And checking back in on our map, we saw the Eye Lounge, guest relations, and then we entered that huge Grand Plaza area with the Martini Bar. And that is it for deck 3. Let's head up to deck 4. All right, deck 4, and we find ourselves forward. And this is going to be a very busy deck. As you can see by the deck plan, there are quite a few things here. Let's go ahead and turn forward, find the entrance to the theater. So just off the forward elevators and stairs, either way, starboard or port, you can find an entrance to the theater. Kind of doing all kinds of different production shows in here, Broadway style shows, singing, dancing, and performing all sorts of things. Let's take a quick look inside here. So here's a look at the main level. And what I think is really cool about this theater is that the seats go right up to the stage. So you can get right into the action. It's just this circular design. And then they have that giant video board that stretches all the way around. Now this is just, again, the main floor, the bottom floor of the theater. There is an upper floor as well that we'll see in just a bit. So I mentioned you can access the theater starboard or port. We went in on the starboard side. You can also go in on the port side over here. Right there is the entrance, but right next to that you'll find the entrance to the meeting place. So the meeting space here can be set up in different configurations. Got AV productions there, food and drink back there. You can set it up classroom style for all your different group and meeting needs. Doing a little bit of ping-ponging here, but back on the starboard side heading aft past the theater entrance, we'll find some of the different shops on board. Spirited, of course, having alcoholic drinks, tobacco, different kind of snacks. And then resort wear, gonna have some celebrity emblazoned merchandise and souvenirs, mugs, hats, swimwear, shirts, all kinds of fun stuff inside of that shop. And we kind of have a little bit of a circle here. So you can see this says the club, so you can go through here to access that. Now, to our right is the elevators and stairs and back to the front to the entrance of the theater. There's also an ATM here. But if you keep going through, you can access the club from this spot. And there's also another entrance to the meeting space. They can open it up and make a huge space right through there. They're having a private function right now. But yes, here is the entrance to the club. So they will have different kinds of activities here morning to night. In the daytime, it might be interactive game shows like archery competitions, evening productions at night. Also might do some live music like jazz or something like that. And new on the Celebrity Beyond is a new design and the Jazz Point, a speakeasy show concept getting performed as well. Nice art right when we enter. You can see it says the club. Social hour every hour, or did say it up there on the TV. Got the comfortable seating all the way around here. Main stage, dance floor area in the middle. You do have some tucked up seating in the corners, bar area over there. It even wraps back around for more seating there. And you can go upstairs. There's actually an upper level with additional seating as well. So back out at the entrance of the club and just past those different shops that we saw, we'll continue to head aft. We're on starboard side right now. These shops do connect and continue on. So this one says attraction. It looks like it has some fragrances, maybe makeup, bags and stuff, but it is connected to those other shops that we just saw. So it's just one large shopping space. And then across from that, we have this whole desk area you can see there, and that is Future Cruise Vacations. This is where you're gonna book your next cruise on board. So it's Celebrity's equivalent of Royal Caribbean's next cruise desk. You can book here, get it set up with your current travel agent like us, get you taken care of, and they'll give you a special offer for booking on board. So be sure to visit them before you disembark. Now across from Future Cruise Vacations, we'll find the studio, fine art photography. So of course they can do some studio shots here, set up a photo session and take care of that for you right inside this area. And just past the studio, we will find shore excursions. So of course, as the name would suggest, this is where you would book those. You can tap your SeaPass card and use these little tablets to get those booked and arranged on board if you did not pre-book them before you're sailing. You can also speak to someone at Destination Concierge if you need assistance. So this whole space is dedicated to those shore excursions. And next door to shore excursions, we will find the photo gallery where you can purchase all of your photos that have been taken on board via these little screens, the monitors. Tap your SeaPass card to get those pulled up. They also sell camera equipment and different kinds of souvenirs, photo albums in here as well. So right next to the photo gallery, we will enter the Grand Plaza area again and we'll find Cafe El Bacio, which has specialty coffees, different kind of coffee drinks, and also some little grab-and-go sweet eats here, muffins and danishes, pastries of different assortments there, serving up the drinks over there at the bar area. And then there's a lounge space that continues on that direction. And as you can see, the lounge space for the cafe is quite spacious. It continues on through the whole Grand Plaza area. Tucked up in the back there, they even have some tables and chairs along the glass looking back down into the martini bar area. So again, very lively, very hopping in this central hub area. So at the forward part of Grand Plaza and across from the cafe, we'll find this little secret entrance here to Le Voyage, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, by Chef Daniel Baloud. So this is a specialty restaurant on board and you access it via this, which doesn't even look like doors, but they open when you step in here. And there you go, you got the name inside. And then, oh, there we go. There's a look at the restaurant. Very intimate setting, very small, very romantic, and very elegant and nice. Now past Le Voyage, we continue around and we will find Le Grand Bistro. So this is another specialty dining area on board. You can see they have the kind of like a little cafe spot here. So it's from the baker's oven, got some breads and pastries and things like that. Looks like they're also serving up some coffee drinks here, like cappuccino and espresso. Have some sandwiches, different things like that. And then you have the whole dining space right over here. Oh, and it looks like this is also where they do the PT Chef experience, which is where they actually use projection mapping to project images onto your table, onto your plate, onto your food. I have not witnessed this in person, but I have seen it online in areas like New York City. It looks super cool, and I think that's a really neat option that they have on board a cruise ship. And the last thing on this deck of the Grand Plaza we'll find here is the craft social bar. Of course, as the name would suggest, serving up different kind of craft beers, different alcoholic drinks as well. It's kind of like a sports bar because they have all the TVs here showcasing live sports. Not a huge venue, but very nice nonetheless. So there's Craft Social Bar over on the port side. I've come back over to the starboard side, heading out of the Grand Plaza area. And we're going to continue our shopping spree here with Time Is Now, of course, selling luxury watches there. And what we'll find across is the casino. Now I'm going to save this because I'm kind of doing a little bit of a circle here. So we'll come back and check out the casino in just a bit, but I want to do the rest of the deck first. We do have some additional jewelry here, Effie, being sold throughout. Hi! You can see they have that whole space dedicated to that there. And then if we go past that, we'll find a turn into the elevators and stairs, but we're actually going to continue heading aft. A couple things to check out in the back. Oh, but before we get there, one more thing, one more shop, Sense of Self. As you can see, it looks like a little boutique store, different kind of bags and accessories, sunglasses, things like that. All right, so we're in the very aft of Deck 4 now, and it's going to be very similar to how we saw on Deck 3, where we're going to have two main dining restaurants on either side in the back here. The only difference is this time we will be able to go forward on the port side. That's going to take us into the casino, so we'll do that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and start with the Cosmopolitan restaurant. It doesn't look like there's as many people in this one, and as our little board here tells us, is an American style with global influences, which is a pretty interesting way of describing things. But let's go ahead and take a quick look as we walk through all of the different wine and champagne bottles. And you see, this has like a kind of a pink brown hue to it, more neutral tones. Very calm and elegant. And back across on the starboard side, we'll find our final main dining restaurant, the Cyprus restaurant, which has a little bit of a Greek flair to it. So we'll take a look here. I do like the lights up above. Those are super cool looking. And again, same sort of thing, elegant. A bit more spaced out than other main dining rooms, which is nice. You have all the windows all the way across. I also wanted to quickly point out there is a stairwell here that you can access all these decks on the aft instead of going back to the main elevator or stairwell bay. But now we will turn here on the port side and head forward. As I mentioned, you can enter the casino from this area. There's actually a couple different areas you can enter the casino. So let's go ahead and go through. We'll take a quick walk through. Most casinos are pretty much the same in my eyes. It just kind of depends on the size. See lots of slot machines here, per the usual. Kind of kicks out over there. You got your desk over there, cashier's desk, and they do have the table games here in this area. So it just looks like Texas Hold'em, blackjack. I see roulette. I see craps. So all your typical things. And it continues going on there. I'm not able to film the whole space. I guess they don't want me filming in there right now, which has never been an issue on a cruise ship, but whatever. I'll listen to what they say. So there you go. That's the casino. And I think that's going to do it for deck number 4. And checking back in here on our map, we can see now that we have seen the casino. We saw all of this stuff, the restaurants on the back, so we have completed deck number 4. Let's go up to 5. Deck 5 now, we're in the aft section. As we look at our map, we can see not nearly as many things on this deck as on deck 4, but there are quite a few big players. So we're in the aft. Let's go ahead and see these items here, and then we'll head forward. And just out of those aft elevators here, you can see if you go starboard side, there's just doors to go to the outside deck. But here on the port side, we have the sign that says Eden, Blue, and restrooms as well. So we'll enter this grand entryway that is quite dark in here. This is an experience. It doesn't even look like there's anything back here. It looks like it's just a hallway that ends. This is wild. So I guess this is called Odyssey, which is a new art installation. They have the starlights up in the ceiling. This is a pretty cool art installation. It's a little disorienting, not gonna lie though. And as we come through that, we'll actually exit here on the other side. And there's that stairwell that I mentioned back on deck 4 you can take down. See, it says restaurants right there, so you can use that as well. And as we come out of the Odyssey art installation, the first thing we'll find here is La Maison de Chocolat. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's a chocolate bar and area that sells different kind of chocolate treats, as you can see, and also a nice little jungle styled hangout that's going to continue on into the Eden area. But before we get to that, we will find Blue. This is an aqua class only restaurant, so if you're staying in an aqua class room or suite, you will have access to this restaurant, but no one else will. So it's let's see, it has a new clean cuisine menu for a healthier lifestyle, because that is a focus of the aqua class rooms. They include yoga mats, they include access to the thermal suite and the spa, discounts on fitness classes, things like that. So Blue is going to have a bit of a healthier menu. So you can kind of see in here, it's not that big of a venue, but the color blue is, or excuse me, I said it's not that big of a menu. It's not that big of a venue, but the color blue is quite prevalent inside. I like the flowers as well. As we continue making our way back, we'll come across another shop. It looks like Mankind, which sells different kind of attire, watches, jewelry. Even got some headphones in there. Even have some luggage on display, like the birdcage bell card there. Very nice, as a former bellman myself. And then we find one of the pinnacle points of this ship, one of the big players, which is Eden. Eden is a multi-functional space. It has a bar, it has a restaurant, it's a lounge, it's an entertainment area, it's all kinds of things. I really like that they put these signs up. It's so helpful since I haven't gotten to explore the ship yet. Breathtaking 3-story venue with an outward-facing design. And I did read that it has the most outward-facing glass of any venue on a cruise ship. So you can really take in the views here. 7,000 square feet of windows. And again, Eden Cafe, Eden Bar, Eden Restaurant. So all of those things going on, as well as some entertainment. Let's go ahead and take a look inside here. Again, that jungle theme continuing. The garden, and the D in Eden is a bit apple, which is pretty funny and pretty entertaining. So here we go. Get a look at the whole space here. It's quite expansive, as the description let us know. Got the plants hanging from up above there and along the wall. This reminds me very much of 270 on Royal Caribbean's Quantum class ships, but a very different layout. All the glass looking out on the aft here. You do have the bar centrally located. It looks like that's the cafe over there, I'm guessing. They have a piano here, so do some live music. DJ booth there. There are doors that you can actually go outside here as well. Kind of show you really quick. I'm not gonna walk along the whole outdoor promenade deck, but to give you that idea, come out and get some fresh air. Couches, there's also a smoking section here, should you need that. Let's head back inside. And judging by the set tables, I'm going to assume that this is the Eden Restaurant. So you can see this is a nice venue because you're open air up above. You do have the play. It's not open air like outside, but open to the decks above, I mean. So you're getting that massive feel. It feels like a much bigger space than it is. And then of course you have these huge windows looking out to sea. I can't imagine eating in here at sunset. I'm sure it is absolutely spectacular. You can see it's the open kitchen too, so you'll see them preparing everything that you order, which is super cool. Oh, and I think I failed to mention that this is a specialty restaurant. So we've already seen all of the main, included main dining restaurants. Any other restaurants, like sit and order, that we see from now on will be specialty or either included with special room classes. So like Blue that we saw a few minutes ago for Aqua class, or we'll see Luminae for the retreat later on. But otherwise, if I show you a restaurant from this point on, it's specialty, other than some like the buffet or some quick grab and go stuff. I'll try to point it out as we go. All right, so exiting the main Eden area and the Eden Bar, over here on the starboard side, we will find the Eden Cafe. Now this is included with your cruise fare, so this is not specialty. They do have some foods they'll serve up through different times of the day. They'll have it in display cases. They can also get you some drinks here, beer, wine, soda, all kinds of stuff. And then over on this area, they do have a section for coffees and teas, milk right there. You can also get some ice water or some juice or lemonade. That's included, again, with your cruise fare. So here at the Eden Cafe. Now you can also head outside here, and there is outdoor seating available. So if you want to take your munchies outside, your drinks outside, sit out on the promenade deck, you can do so via these doors right here. Heads out to the promenade, and it says outdoor seating. So one more quick look. Like I said, I don't want to go through the whole deck here, but just to give you an idea. And then you can walk forward past the lifeboats. All right, back at our map. So we saw Eden, we saw Blue, and those few shops that are there. Now we're back at the aft elevators and stairs. Now, as I mentioned, there is a promenade deck that you can go out on. I want to point out that is not the designated jogging or running or walking track. We'll get to that a bit later, but you can certainly go out there and enjoy yourself. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to come back out here, kind of go on the port side, and we'll head forward. And as we head forward, our shopping continues. Got some more jewelry here. Finer end items, and then we have kind of like a circle here back towards the elevators. We have some more jewelry over on this side. Now, one thing I'll point out really quick right here, you see it says Discover More Magic Carpet. The Magic Carpet is a really cool event, or a cool venue I should say, on board Celebrity Beyond and the Celebrity Edge class of ships. You head outside here. So there is the Magic Carpet down there, which is essentially a bar, but I think they do have some food sometimes. It can be a lounge space. What is cool about the Magic Carpet is you see it's all the way down right now. It's actually down at the water because they're doing a cool thing for our trade event where you can actually get out on the lifeboats, like tender boats, and they'll take you around and drive you around in them, which is a pretty unique opportunity. But anyway, so that whole space you see there is the Magic Carpet. And it's usually not that low, but it can go that low and can also go 13 stories above the water all the way up there. So that's the name, Magic Carpet, because it floats up and down and it goes to the different levels. Now, I am not positive on this, but I have been told that you can't be on the Magic Carpet while it's moving. I think they get everyone off, then they move it to a different deck, and then you can get back on. So it's kind of like the Rising Tides bar with Royal Caribbean Oasis class ships, but you're not on it while it moves. Again, that's what I've been told. I'm sorry if that's incorrect, but that's what I've been told. Back inside now, and we'll begin heading forward once more, and we're gonna enter the upper deck of the Grand Plaza area. So you can see we can actually look down into the main area and the martini bar there, and we have this bridge that walks across. So again, we're gonna have kind of a bit of a circle here. So let's see what we can do with that. So you do have another staircase you can take down there if you prefer, back down to the cafe. But then what we're going to find here is Raw on 5. So this is a raw bar, like a raw oyster bar, seafood and different things like that. A menu crafted by their master sushi chef. Citrus lobster salad, miso marinated ribeye steak, all kinds of things. Again, this is a specialty restaurant, so you will pay additional to eat here, but it is a very, very popular venue. See, they got the meats in there, got the crab legs on ice, ready to go. Serve it up, lobster tail, all that fun stuff here at Raw on 5. Now, before we continue heading forward, we're gonna make our circle here. And it's kind of just gonna be partially a circle. I'll explain in a second. But here we have the world-class bar, which pretty much says it all. It's a bar space. There you go. Nothing too crazy or unique about that. Now, I said a circle, but they actually have the curtains drawn over there where you can't get through. So I'm gonna have to go back around here and go over to the other side. And over here on the port side, we'll find another specialty dining venue, Fine Cut Steakhouse. Again, the name tells us all. Steakhouse on board. But as I mentioned, specialty restaurant, so you will pay additional. How about these little round booths, though? Right on the glass, looking back into the Grand Plaza. Super cool. They do have the panoramic windows over there on the side as well. Lots of comfortable leather seating in here. This actually looks like a pretty nice venue. You have skylight. Check that out. There's natural light coming in from up above. How cool is that? And while we're up here, I just wanted to kind of give an overhead view, overlook of the Grand Plaza area, especially now that it's not as crowded or busy, just to kind of give you an idea of how it's laid out. And as we continue heading forward here on deck 5, starboard side, we will enter the art gallery by Park West. Again, we're getting to the point of the tour where the names kind of explain everything, but this is where you can come and view art, decide if you want to purchase something, and if you do, you can speak to the Park West team about arranging that purchase. They'll also have different kind of contests like Guess the Weight to Win. Again, very similar to you'll see on other cruise lines like Royal Caribbean. The next thing we'll come to is the upper level entrance to the club. So we already saw that venue from down below, but this is where you can enter from up above and go into the top deck here. Just like that. And we're now at the forward elevators and stairs. So we saw Eden, we saw Blue, the shops, Raw on 5, Fine Cut Steakhouse, World Class Bar, and the upper entrance to the club. We also saw the art gallery. So now we'll continue forward. Just 2 other things to see here. So here on the port side, they'll have the Captain's Club and Concierge. So this is like, Captain's Club is their loyalty program, like Crown and Anchor with Royal Caribbean. Captain's Club was Celebrity. So I guess they would normally have this spot open if you needed to talk to someone about that, but currently closed for the time being. However, if we turn around, we will find a venue that is open, and it is the theater. We already saw, but I mentioned earlier that there was an upper deck. Let's take a look. And here we go. So you see they have the seats just the same as they do on the lower level, but with this upper view, and nothing really blocked, no columns in the way or anything like that. So that's pretty nice setup to have. And I was able to confirm that I was correct. This is the office for the staff member that handles those inquiries. They have hours posted in the daily newsletter, so you can check that out if you need to speak to them. And with that, we are done with deck 5. Let's go up to deck 6. Deck 6. We have reached my favorite part of every ship tour, where we hit the decks that only have staterooms. And it's pretty cool on this ship because they actually put it here. Welcome home, staterooms. So you know, you're not really looking for anything too interesting here on this deck. Now, I will point out that technically Eden is multi-leveled, so it would be back there. That's what that space is. But nothing to see that we haven't already seen. Only staterooms here. We're done with deck 6. It's time for 7. Deck 7, just staterooms. On to 8. Deck 8 now, and again, just staterooms. We can go to 9. Deck 9 and I'm loving it. All staterooms again. Let's keep it going. 10. Deck 10 is where we are staying. Be sure to check out our full room tour. It's in our Celebrity Beyond playlist if you haven't seen it already. And thus I know, because we're on this deck, that it is staterooms only. So we're done here. Going to 11. Deck number 11, not just staterooms, but it's staterooms and suites, so nothing to show here. Keep it rolling to 12. Deck 12, just staterooms and suites once again. Let's go up to 13. I don't know about that. Aha, and that was the trick. I knew there was no deck 13. Superstitious here. Not a little stitious. So we are on 14, and that concludes our list of decks that only have staterooms. We actually have not many things to see here, but they're all quite large and quite important. Let's start with the forward part. So just off the forward elevators here on deck 14, we turn to the port side, and we will find the spa. So we'll enter here. See, they got the sign up, giving us all the information. I'm not going to do a tour of the whole spa. I'm sure there's people doing treatments and things like that. I don't really want to disturb them, but just to kind of give an overview of what they have. They have the Sea Thermal Suite. Again, if you're in an aqua classroom, you will have access to that. Distinctive therapeutic spaces inspired by nature. And there you go. All complimentary for aqua class and aqua sky suite guests. And then they have Ideal Image Ocean, which is the advanced med spa. They have over 120 spa treatments, a fitness center with Peloton, bungee classes, all kinds of stuff going on in there. There's an Institute Salon, or Kerastase, I have no idea what that is. Institute Salon. There's a barber in here, you get a cut or a shave. They have treatment tables and all kinds of stuff, skincare, lots of stuff going on. 6,781 square foot spa in here. And here's a look at the entry area and the stairs that go up as well. So it looks like the stairwell will take you up to the fitness center, but I'll save that. We'll catch that on the next deck. Also, I offer Ideal Foot Treatment. Here's a look at the barbershop. They have 2 chairs in there, TV with live sports. Alright, we were able to see the barbershop and the hair and nail treatment spot, but those are the only things they have open right now. The treatment rooms are not available, but there you go. That's an idea of what the spa looks like. I think Chelsy and I are actually going to be able to check out the thermal suite later, so if we're able to do that and able to film in there, we'll try to put some of that in now. Alright, we did come for the thermal suite included with our aqua classroom. Let's head inside and take a look. It's a nice bench space right when you come in with some fruit water there. You can also head out on the sun deck where they're about to do a yoga class. Get the nice sunshine coming in. And then they have some heated tile loungers in here, as well as towels you can grab. And then we have water therapy rainfall all throughout that area there. And then over here, salt therapy. Got a salt room inside of there. I think this wraps around to some locker rooms. Oh, and actually there's some treatment rooms here. So there's a mist aroma steam room, a Turkish bath hammam room. There are lockers here. Gents and ladies on either side. And then the water therapy rainfall area continues over here. Zen sauna float. We have some hanging, swinging chairs here. More towels. And then a crystallarium, energy healing crystallarium. I'm not gonna pretend to know what that is, but there's a big crystal in there. And then an infrared sauna desert. I've seen that before. That looks more familiar. But with that one, you get the windows to look out. There's another view of that outdoor area where they're doing the yoga class right now. And they also have little hooks you can hang your robes on. They gave us a robe to use. We have slippers from our room as well. And we have lockers we can use too. Since there's no one in here, I'll give you a look at the lockers. Locker space in here. There's also bathrooms and shower in here as well. Oh, and I showed this sign going in. That's actually for the thing on our left. Here's the sign for the area we just went through. But let's go ahead and take a look in the relaxation lounge. They got some aromatherapy stuff going on over here. Different scents. And then these nice, comfortable lounge beds. Got some chairs in here as well with the tables and the floor to ceiling windows to look out. And here's a brief look inside of a treatment room. And as you can see on our map, the spa takes up the whole forward part of deck 14. So now we're at the forward elevators again. We're gonna head through into the solarium, then through to the pool area and back to the Ocean View Cafe. So now we are entering the solarium. And as you know from other cruise ships, what a solarium is, kind of the enclosed, kind of the open air space, usually kind of humid in here. This one is pretty large as far as like the actual space itself, but kind of small in the actual usable space. So you see they do have the skylights up above, letting all the glass in, floor to ceiling windows, double decks on the side, and then they just have the one pool here, kind of like an oval shape. They do have the 2 jacuzzi tubs on either side there, and they do have an accessible chairlift as well. Wanted to point that out. Of course, you have lounge chairs all the way around with pillows and towels ready to go for your enjoyment. And over here on the port side, right when we enter the solarium, we will find the spa cafe and juice bar, which is an included venue. Most places that say cafe are included, so just a little tip there, a little bit of advice. And they have some seating here as well, so you can enjoy those refreshments and snacks. And here's a good view of the solarium from the side. Again, floor to ceiling, double deck windows all the way around. Got the pool centrally located, and that skylight up above. Epcot vibes right there. So now we're going to exit the solarium area and head into the resort deck area, which is our pool deck, expanded pool deck on board. And yes, there is a statue of an elephant standing on a person. Give you a few details here, because why not, since they have these little signs up for us today. This is nearly 20% larger than other Edge series ships, and you have 2 new plush sunken seating areas. I actually saw those little conversation pits. Those are pretty cool. 25-yard lap pool with in-pool loungers, 8 private cabanas for lounging during the day, and 2 hot tubs shaped like martini glasses. And then the 2-level jogging track goes all the way around, 5 laps for 1 mile. So I mentioned we would see that later, and this is the spot. So let's head to our resort deck. It's incredibly loud out here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and point out, for a usual pool deck, you're gonna have lounge chairs all the way around, and then you're gonna have them up on the different decks here too. So it's a multi-tiered seating area on up to the main stage there where they're doing some dancing. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna head up to the deck above us so we can get a bird's eye view of the pool deck area. It's the best way to see it. All right, here we go. Here's our bird's eye view. So back there in the center, the stage I mentioned where the people are dancing, right behind that is a bar. So you do see that kind of tucked up behind that. And then you have the main pool area here in the center. It does have tiers in it, so you can get up on the higher level or in the deeper section. And they do have those lounge chairs built in there as well, as we read about. And then those 2 conversation pits that I was talking about, one right there and one right here, a little bit more in the shade, though they both have the canopy covers over them. And then the 2 martini shaped hot tubs, jacuzzi tubs, one right there and one right here. So how cool is that? It's shaped up, put up top like that, so you get a great view. Get to look over the whole pool deck here, and you can see they have those private cabanas tucked up there in each of those different sections. It's actually a really cool layout, a really cool spot, and a very nice design. I think this flows really well. I like that you have the different setups. They even have some conversation booths over there. They're not the sunken pits, but just comfortable, cushy booths that you can sit in. Of course, tables and chairs all the way around. I did want to point out Mast Grill right here. That's an included area, quick grab spot for some food right next to the bar. All right, so there you go. That's our pool deck area. Now, one other thing I wanted to show up here, so I turn, you can see Aerosmith, this way walk, Aerosmith backwards, and this way run. So this is our jogging, walking, running track, and you can see it kind of goes around here, kind of come back around on this side. It goes around over there, but I want to point out this ramp between the 2 martini tubs. That is also part of it. It's the green walk. So as you come around to this side, it'll eventually head down there, wrap back around, and then you head up the ramp over here. So it kind of goes around this whole area. You'll be getting a great view while you run, jog, walk, whatever you're doing. Trot, hopscotch, skip and a jump. Let's head back down to deck 14. All right, back on deck 14, the main pool deck here. You see the main area there. I wanted to turn around and point out that you can actually enter the Ocean View Cafe, which is the buffet area on board, via these exterior doors here. Or you can go inside past the aft elevators and enter that way, which is what I'm gonna do. Check in with our map while I'm here in the elevator areas. We saw a spa, went through the solarium, saw the pool area. Last thing is the Ocean View Cafe. Remember what I said about the word cafe? It's included. And again, this is the buffet area on board. Extravaganza buffet welcome. Oh my. Well, okay. It's an extravaganza. I love the hand washing station on this ship because it's kind of tucked up on its own, not right where people are trying to walk through, and it's round, so you can go on either side. It's much more efficient this way. And you're just gonna have tons and tons of seating with the floor-to-ceiling windows all the way around here on the perimeter. Scoops right here, get your ice cream with your different toppings. Got the soft serve machine back there. So you're gonna have seating all the way on the perimeter, and then all the food is gonna be on the inside. So you got the coffee bar there, the bread section, and you'll have the different specialty items that they're serving from day to day that are going to change, obviously. Again, all served here in the central area. So the seating's on the outside, food is on the inside. How most buffets are designed, but I think this one really gives clear, definitive lines of where everything is gonna be located. Now, we do need to head in the back because there's a couple things we need to show specifically for this area. And here is one of those things, as the sign says pizza. So you might notice on your daily newsletter or on the app that it'll have an area that says pizza. I don't remember if it's, I think it says pizza station. And this is what it's referring to. It almost seems like it's its own standalone thing, but it's actually part of the Ocean View Cafe, the buffet here on board. They don't have any pizza out right now, but this is typically where it would be. They also have calzones and different things like that. And then next to that, you'll have the Ocean View Bar. So it's a bar area here in the Ocean View Cafe. The seating wraps back around on the other side, similar to what we just saw on this side. And then one other final thing to show here on the aft, they do have outdoor seating. So you can come out here, get a table, completely open air, views of the aft, views of the wake, and you can actually head up to the rooftop garden from there as well. Before we leave the Ocean View Cafe, I wanted to point out this little area. You see the main hallway here, the thoroughfare, back out to the elevators and stairs and where we entered on the other side. But there's this little like nook part. It almost looks like it's its own specialty restaurant, but I'm pretty sure this is part of the Ocean View Cafe. And no one ever sits here. So if you want a quiet spot, check it out. Nice views. All right, I've stepped back out on the pool deck because I saw that the magic carpet was up here. So I wanted to come on and kind of show what this looks like. Tables, chairs, again, I mentioned it's a lounge space. They do have the bar there in the middle. And you see it's kind of got the, it's a little bit translucent, but it's got the shade up above. And then you have the glass panels here on the side so you can see right out to the ocean. Come over, get a look right out to the water here. Great views and a great breeze. And now that we've seen these four main things, plus that look at the magic carpet, we are done with deck 14. Let's go to 15. All right, deck 15 now. We're in the aft section, and as our map shows us, it's kind of split because of the way the jogging track goes. So we're gonna maybe have to do this in two sections here. But we're gonna be in the aft section first, so let's go ahead and head back, check out the sunset bar, rooftop garden, and rooftop garden grill area. And as I come outside here on deck 15, I want to point out they're gonna have lounge chairs all throughout this deck as well, tucked up off of the running and jogging track, so just keep that in mind. All right, heading back here on deck 15, all the way in the aft, we will come to the rooftop garden. Now this is an area I actually did get to see before doing this tour, and I think it's really cool. First of all, they do have these plunge pools, and you can see in there how deep they are, right up against the glass, looking out to sea. You can access those there on the starboard side of the ship. And then they just have like these boardwalks that just cut through this whole garden, like yard type area with all these plants in here, trees, different things. Very nice. We come up here to the back and kind of up on the top here. And here's like kind of the upper view at the two plunge pools, excuse me. You can see how big they are up against the glass again. And they do have some lounge conversation space tucked up in between them there, as well as some additional lounge space here on the side. Now we see our sign says Sunset Bar towards the back here. We're gonna be doing a bit of a circle in this area. So they do have shaded lounge space here. Looks like a smoking area as well. And then we're gonna have some nice tucked up couches, got the little canopy tops there, tables and chairs all throughout. Lots of different levels in this area, which I really like. It's kind of tiered, multi-level area. And then this goes back down to the outdoor seating section of the Ocean View Cafe that we saw a few minutes ago. So kind of coming full circle there. You can come right out here on the back. Here is the Sunset Bar in the middle of the aft section here of deck 15. Then you have your lounge space right here, so you get the beautiful wake view there, view of the aft, sunset views, as the name would suggest, all that different stuff. So now we're going to complete our circle here, come around on the port side. And you see they have the tables set for dining here because this is the rooftop garden grill restaurant. So you got the kitchen there. It is covered, the canopy. You have ceiling fans as well, some lighting for at night. And you have the nice views out to sea, of course. Fresh breeze coming in. This is a very nice place to dine. Al fresco, romantic spot for sure. And then once you're done with that, you can come hang out in the rooftop garden area itself. Again, the trees and plants have the couches all the way around, and then they have this big kind of deck space here in the middle. Looks like right now they've got some what is that called, ladder ball or something like that set up, so they'll do different activities. They have the jumbotron there in the middle. At night they'll play live sports. I saw a basketball game here last night, and you got the stack right there, the Celebrity X right behind it. So really nice spot, lots of little nooks and crannies, places to hide, places to congregate, socialize, relax, enjoy the sunshine during the day, fresh breeze at night, looking at the stars. A really cool spot. Now as we make our way forward here on deck 15 starboard side, you'll see we kind of hit a dead end. We can go down the stairs back to the pool deck, we can go upstairs to the next deck, we can go back inside to the elevators, but you cannot go any further forward right here. But what you can do is turn and go over to the port side, and you see again where I mentioned the jogging track goes up that ramp, and that will actually connect you kind of over there. Now technically that's going to end at deck 16, but then you can take the stairs back down to deck 15. So either you're going to have to go down to 14 or up to 16 to get to the forward part of deck 15. So let's do that right now. And as I make my way across the jogging track, I wanted to point out there are a couple ping pong tables here on the port side of deck 15, right to the entrance of the jogging track ramp. So just under the exit of the jogging track ramp here on deck 15 forward half, you see this is the entrance to the DJ area, the performance stage area. You can also take the stairs down to the pool deck. And there's also just this lounge space right here. Nowhere else to go, but just this lounge space. Let's see if there's anything on the other side, on the starboard side. So on the starboard side of deck 15 forward, same thing, entrance to the stage and performance area. They also have this kind of stage performance area. And then there's just another lounge space here, though this one is a smoking section. So important to know if you're looking for that, but it does not go anywhere else. So that's kind of it here for this part of deck 15. All right, I've come back inside on deck 15 in the aft section to kind of get a look at the map here. So this is where we saw first, the rooftop garden area, the bar, the grill, all that, and the jogging track went across. Now the map doesn't show it, but there are those two little lounge areas, unless they're calling the retreat lounge that part, because the retreat is an area for higher end guests and certain suites and packages and things like that. We're going to see that in just a bit, but I was kind of saving that till we entered from this area. And then we have the fitness center we still need to see. So I'm going to go, basically have to go back down to 14, go inside, and then come up to access that stuff. And of course, this is why you're not able to walk across on deck 15. There's that lounge spot we saw, the one on the other side as well. You have the upper deck, well, not upper deck, but like the upper area of the solarium, the ceiling and all that blocking it, so you're not able to go through. You have to come down and go in and then back up. All right, back inside on deck 15, this time in the forward section. So we have two things here, sandwiched between right now, the retreat lounge and the fitness center. Let's go ahead and do the fitness center first, since we already saw the spa area. So again, deck 15 forward on the port side here. We'll enter the fitness center, or of course that stairwell that goes back down to the entrance of the spa. So let's take a look inside our fitness center. Treadmills facing right out to the ocean. Do have some lemon water, fruit here. You can sign up for classes on those tablets, which is nice. They have fresh towels, chilled towels, scale, and then you're gonna have all your different machines, of course, workout equipment, free weights, dumbbells, things like that. More treadmills on the other side. There's the Pelotons. They do have a yoga area in the middle, all looking out those floor-to-ceiling windows. And then over here on the starboard side, Motion Studio A and Motion Studio B. This is where they'll do different fitness classes. So this looks like a spin class area. You can see they have it set up for that. And real quick, here's a look at some different classes that they may offer during your sailing. Oh, and I missed this, but right when you come in, they do have a couple of private consultation rooms as well. All right, so there's our fitness center. We do have villas on either side. So the only other thing to see here on deck 15 is the retreat lounge, which is located centrally here between the forward elevators. So again, the retreat, a premium suite experience. We do have some signs up here, good, with some information. So all about the retreat, the ultimate luxury experience. You have the retreat sun deck and pool, special to retreat guests. The retreat lounge that we're in right now. Luminae at the retreat is a restaurant just for retreat level guests, and you get, every guest gets premium drinks, premium Wi-Fi, tips, and an onboard credit when you book the retreat experience. So right now we're in the Retreat Lounge, a new location adjacent to the other retreat areas, which has nearly 25% more indoor space than other Edge series ships. They do have an expertly staffed bar here to get your drinks, a personal concierge to help you with anything you need. They'll also have daily continental breakfast included in here, including fresh fruit and pastries, and then gourmet bites, tea sandwiches, charcuterie, fine cheeses throughout the day, live entertainment sometimes as well. And this lounge is open 24/7. So to go ahead and take a look around the lounge space here, kind of stretches out on the other side, over here to the port side, and there's the bar, and then over here on the starboard side as well. So it's like tables and chairs and lounge space, and there's the concierge desk to help you with that stuff as well. And this is where they'll serve those different foods throughout the day. So again, this lounge is open 24/7, but this is only part of the retreat. We still have to see the restaurant, Luminae, the sun deck, and pool area as well. And now that we've covered the retreat lounge, we're done with deck 15. Let's go to 16. All right, deck 16 now. We're in the forward part. Now we've already seen some of deck 16 because as you can see, the jogging track comprises most of it. One small thing, a bar in the back to see. The main stuff here is, again, the retreat continuing. So we have the retreat sun deck and then Luminae, the retreat exclusive restaurant. So just off the forward elevators and stairs port side here, we will find the entrance to Luminae at the retreat. Now it is labeled private function right now, so I don't know. Oh, the door's open. We'll take a quick look. That gives you an idea of how it's set up, floor to ceiling windows, of course. And we can also enter the retreat sun deck here as well. So let's go ahead and head outside and take a look at that. So again, all this space here is for retreat level guests only. So if you're booked in those higher end suites and you have the retreat experience, you're gonna get access to the Luminae restaurant, this sun deck here, the lounge that we already saw, and of course you'll have those outstanding suites that you'll be staying in for the duration of your sailing. So you got the lounge chairs coming around. They even got these little small daybed things, which are pretty nice. And then I wanted to point out that there is exit points over here as well. So you can go back out, see this person jogging, that's out to the jogging track where we were. This is the ceiling of the solarium. So it just kind of continues on over here. Let's check the other side. So starboard side now, and it's more of the same. Lounge chairs, complete with pillows and towels. Get some day beds with canopy covers, and then it goes back out on that side as well. Then you just have these little tucked in couches and chair spaces here. They're just kind of in this covered area that goes back towards the interior, back in here to the elevators and stairs area as well. That's kind of nice. Just get all these little tucked up lounge spaces. Ah, see, and I am learning as we go, because I now see that these signs say Edge Villas with numbers. So these are not just lounge spaces. The parts that are fenced off here are for these appropriate Edge Villas. So the people staying in these suites will have access to these. This is like their own little patio here that they can use. So how about that? Now the rest was just open sun deck. Anyone could use it that is staying retreat level. All right, gonna kind of cheat a little bit here. I mentioned we did have a bar to see on deck 16 aft, but deck 17 is just forward. There is no deck 17 middle or aft, and it's just the retreat bar and pool, the upper level. So let's go ahead and check that out since we're here, and then we'll go see the rest of 16. And they do have the stairs here on the interior by the elevators next to the entrance to Luminae, or the exit out to the sun deck, but you can also take the stairs that are outside on the sun deck. It was right in the middle of the two areas that we saw. Either way will get you up here. All right, as I mentioned, deck 17 is only in the forward part. This is it. So the retreat bar and pool, that is the only thing on deck 17, and deck 17 is the top deck. So this will be the highest point that we'll be touring. So let's go ahead and head outside and check out the rest of the retreat area. All right, so right when we come out, of course, more lounge chairs, tables, different things. They even got some rocking chairs out here. Little rounded booths, and even have a whirlpool hot tub on the side there. And then looking back out to the back part of the ship, this is the stairwell that I mentioned on the outside that you could also take. You can go up to the other side. They have a whirlpool over there as well. So it's kind of a mirror image on either side. You're just gonna have a lot of lounge space. Now let's head all the way forward. So again, more lounge chairs covered by umbrellas. They do have these little reclining day beds as well. They have a fresh towel station and a freshwater shower as well. And here is the pool area. So you have the upper shelf that goes around. You have the deeper section, which is 4 feet. And then you even have these little swings that are put in right over the water as well. So that's pretty cool. And then you're just looking out all the way forward here, very front of the ship, those beautiful ocean views. And then it just wraps around and it's a mirror image, more lounge space on that side. So there you go. That is the entire retreat area. And I almost told a lie. It is a pretty much mirror image of the other side, except this part right here does have the bar right there with the TV, and they also have some tables and chairs here if you want to eat some food or enjoy your drinks. Now you've seen the whole retreat area. So I normally don't like going out of order, but it just made sense for that since this is the only part of deck 17 and we were already doing the whole retreat area. Might as well just finish it off. So now we're done here. Let's go back down to 16. We have that one final thing to see on the aft section. And while I'm passing back through on deck 14, I'll point out the Mass Grill. I kind of showed it from a distance earlier, but here it is serving up. Looks like kind of burgers, sandwiches, fries, hot dogs, things like that. They do have a drink station over there, and then they have the tables and chairs all along the perimeter here. Sorry this is so convoluted, but this part's a little bit difficult. So I'm actually on deck 15 now, aft section, starboard side, and you'll see these stairs here, and it has the sign, deck 16 Mass Bar. So this is how you access this. There's a chairlift here, by the way. Let's go ahead and take a look upside. And right as we come up the stairs, see back out to the jogging track. The lounge chairs there, lounge space here, and here is the Mass Bar right in the middle. They have the TV there playing the live sports, and then the sunning area just continues along on the side here. And that's it. Well, there you have it, friends. That is our tour of the Celebrity Beyond. We hope you enjoyed it and found it informational. And if you're interested in coming on board the Celebrity Beyond or another celebrity ship, we can help make that happen. As travel agents, it would be our pleasure, and it's completely free to you. We charge no fees or cost whatsoever. So we hope we'll hear from you soon. Feel free to reach out via that travel agent information. You can find it in the description of this video. You can also visit our website, HoffmanHappyTravels.com. And either way, we can set that up for you. If you've recently booked your celebrity cruise and you're not paid in full, you can transfer it to our agency and we'll be able to assist you the rest of the way. That is completely free to you as well. Now, if you're interested in more Celebrity Beyond content, be sure to check out our full playlist on our YouTube channel. I have a couple of videos there, a room tour, some daily videos, this ship tour as well. It was only a 2-night trade event special sailing, so not a ton of content, but some more stuff that you can check out if you're interested. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us for today's video, but we're signing off. See you next time. Happy travels!